is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Welcome everyone to Bean Soup TV. How's everyone doing?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Man, absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you all. Some who may be viewing this already know who you are, but there are others who may not. So I want to ask you all to introduce yourselves, and then we're going to talk about this exciting work that you all are doing.
My name is Jacinda Bully.
My name is Christopher Mad Dog Thomas.
And I'm Jaquana Villegas.
And collectively, at least when I say this, on our bookends, we have two of the co-founders of Kuumba Lynx. Now, you all have been making a lot of incredible noise, a lot of buzz in Chicago, individually and as an ensemble. Is that the right word? Is that ensemble?
Yes.
Right. So please tell us about what was the inspiration for starting Kuumba Lynx.
Wow. Okay. Got to go back 21 years. So Jaquanda, myself, and Layla were sort of children of the movement in our own rights. Had parents or family members that were involved on the ground in grassroots organizations, already challenging a lot of the structures and systems in Chicago specifically, working in Rainbow Push or part of the Black Panther Party movement, working to elect the first Black mayor of Chicago, here in Washington. So it was natural that we would want to be involved in our community and in amplifying, marginalized communities' voices. But what we noticed is that artistically and culturally, folks just weren't getting that piece of it. So there was a lot of organizing happening on the ground. And we thought, we're artists in our own right. This is really how we work towards our own liberation and healing. And so we got together and started making art, and then formally that blossomed into an arts organization.
I would add also that during that time, the city was dealing with different laws that were being put in place to criminalize our communities, such as the 3 Strikes Law and the anti-gang loitering law. And so this was also a way for us to use what we have artistically, use our roots, as Jacinda spoke on, to address that through creating art with youth and giving them a platform to use their voice to speak out against the things that were directly affecting them.
Mm-hmm. I remember those times. That was the Clinton era. Mm-hmm. Yes. People still trying to claim love for Clinton, but he did a lot. Yeah. Him and his wife. So we have Mad Dog in the middle. Man, so tell us, man, about your experience with Kuumba Lynx.
My experience with Kuumba Lynx started about 11, 12 years ago. I'm at Kuumba Lynx and quit all my jobs. and I just wanted to be in the space because to be honest, like the first time I seen break dancing, first time I felt like I was safe and I had a voice and I could be like whatever I wanted to be in this space. And they accepted like Mad Dog, like beyond just like footwork. They accepted me for like who I was as a person.
Okay, and that's your strength, the footwork, huh?
Yeah. That's my heart and soul. But like that's just like my tool though. That's my tool to go to liberate other young people to do things and to be activists, to be socially conscious. And the footwork is just like my tool to get in. And then once I get in, then they see a whole other different person.
Man, beautiful. So Jacinda, you all have an event coming up. Talk about what this the Chicago Hip Hop Theater Festival is and how it connects to the overall mission of Kuumba Lynx.
Word. So for a few years now, we have really recognized as an organization and as a part of this city that there is a great need for young folks between the ages of 8 and 26, 27 years old to continue to be engaged through culture and art. And so often we see our city just sort of sidelining those young folks. You know, once they age out of traditional programming, it's kind of like they don't have a place or a platform. And it's a really critical age. So 2 years ago, we decided to curate a festival that would provide a space for young folks between the ages of 18 and 25 plus to continue to engage in art making, to develop themselves professionally as artists. And that's what is now the Chicago Hip Hop Theater Fest. So it's a 5-day outdoor theater fest that happens on the north side in Clarendon Park in Uptown. And this year it features over 8 presenters who are Kuumba Lynx alumni and affiliates. And the first night is a concert that features like 12 to 15 Kuumba Lynx MCs, emerging hip hop music artists, and one international artist who is a partner organization of ours coming out of Colombia. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. I noticed Mad Dog was the only one that gave his stage name. So what's your stage name?
I don't really have a stage name.
Your moniker.
So folks call me Ja, Ant Mouth. So I kind of put all that together and I call myself Ja the Ant Mouth. I have a big mouth, loud. I don't know how to whisper.
So Jaquanda, we're coming up in your neck of the woods, right? You grew up in Uptown, right?
I did.
Okay, so we're gonna have this festival in your neck of the woods. So why is it important to have this festival now?
I think it's important to have this festival now because we need to see ourselves on stage. We need to hear our stories and be able to connect to our stories. We also need to be back in the theater. A lot of the attendants that come to the festival are not your general theater goers. They are community members who are still trying to figure out where they fit in theater in Chicago. And I think right now, when you walk into our space, our theater structure, you will see your story and your voice on the stage. You will connect to that. You will walk away from that loving yourself, you know, a little bit more, and loving your experience in your city a little bit more. And it's time to see us in the theater.
Yeah. I'd also add that we're like 150 plus days into the political madness, and that we need places more than ever to have conversations around resistance, around existence, around healing, and movement building.
Mm-hmm.
And culture and art is where movement building happens. It doesn't happen in a campaign or, you know, it happens through art making.
Beautiful. Mad Dog, talk about what you experienced 11 years ago and what you hope young people who are either involved in the performance, some of the newer alumni, younger alumni, or the people who come to witness it. What do you hope they get from it?
Well, so I think the purpose of like the theater festival and like Kuumba Lynx as a whole is to liberate and educate people. And so like, you know, like 11 years ago, I see that a lot of our alumni that are performing and presenting in the theater festival, you know, I've known them the whole time that I've been in Kuumba Lynx. So it's like I got to see them grow. And then like yesterday, for instance, you know, I was walking up into the park, kids that are not even in our program, like acknowledge who I am. And I didn't even pay attention, it's just like a normal thing to me. And she was like, you know, it's amazing how like young people, when you walk up, they greet you at the space. You know what I'm saying? Like you mean that much to the community. And that wasn't like my intent, I just wanted to be in a safe space. And this is my safest space. And so like, we just try to create that safe space for young people in Kuumba Lynx. And you see them grow, you see them create their own things. They go to college, you watch them graduate from college, and they come back and they give back. And they have so much to give based on their education and opportunities that they get from Kuumba Lynx.
Man, beautiful. So what do you hope people get out of this as co-founders of the event?
I hope that the Chicago Hip Hop Theater Fest will provide a space for folks to build community, to engage in conversations that maybe they haven't carved time to have, but that they need to have. I hope that it provides a space to address your own trauma, and that it may give some support and some tools for healing through that trauma. I hope that our city also acknowledges and recognizes that, you know, we are reclaiming public space. Our city does a really good job at privatizing a lot of spaces and kind of closing them off to community. And so I hope that folks acknowledge the work that we've done to really force access in a public space and to reclaim that public space as ours and open to us. And then finally, I hope that our city acknowledges that young folks in this age range really need spaces and really need support, and that funding, and that folks, you know, if it's some kind of resources, whether it's funding or it's just more, you know, support in the physical self. I think that I just really want folks to recognize that and address that.
And I want to add to that. So also the Hip Hop Theater Fest really decolonized what the media perpetuates as commercial hip hop, right? And so like this is the Hip Hop Theater Fest is the essence of like what hip hop originally stands for, what the movement is about, and it gives our audience opportunity to release and get out that current social order of like what this is, like, you know, turn up and all that. Like, we're gonna turn up, but we're gonna turn up in a liberating way. And that's okay, where it's like today it's like all violence and violence towards women, and you're gonna, this is where you hear those stories, and this is where you identify like the essence of the words hip hop.
Beautiful. So Jaquanda, talk a little bit, piggybacking off of that. Well, I don't really like that word, but let's jump on that same thing. We do know that there are some realities out in the streets of Chicago. There is violence. There is some horrible things that happen. But I'm sure you all have been inspired and motivated by some incredible young people who don't fit the media stereotype of youth in Chicago. So talk a little bit about that.
Actually, yes, so that's exactly what I was going to say. You know, the Chicago Hip Hop Theater Festival also gives insight to a person, a youth, a community that doesn't represent Chirac, that doesn't represent the negative Chicago, the violent Chicago, that shows, you know, the power of community and the power of owning your voice and your trauma and healing from that. And so, though there is a lot of violence that surrounds our city, no doubt, but there is a lot of beauty and a lot of love and a lot of power in our communities. And so I think that this festival it will show that. It will also mirror the fact that around our nation, our communities are dealing with violence, and we are learning how to heal from that. In this festival this year, we're bringing in 2 national artists, one from DC and one from Madison. Where is Leslie from? Sorry.
I don't know.
Okay, but Madison for sure. And so they also have similar stories. So this is an opportunity for us to see what our nation is looking like and how we all are healing through our art and healing through these traumatic times.
Man, beautiful. And so, of course, we are not set tripping here at Bean Soup Radio, Bean Soup TV. You all came, did everybody come from the north side?
No.
Oh, you already on the south side, west side?
West side.
West side?
Yeah, West Side, and I've been West Side a good 12 years. So,
So we got west side, south side,
North side.
north side in the building. So is there, what are some closing? I want everyone to give me a closing remark on why should people come out. If you just had 30 seconds to encourage people to come out to the festival. It's 4 days, right? To get
5 days.
5 days. I'm sorry, 5 days. Why should they come out? I'll start with you, Jaquanda, because I got the camera on you.
You should come out to the Chicago Hip Hop Theater Festival because you have 5 days to see you, your family, your story, and your truth.
You should come out to the Chicago Hip Hop Theater Fest because you see authentic stories, no perpetuation of violence or violence towards women, and you get an opportunity to get education and be safe in a space that you normally wouldn't be.
So everybody knows that a Chicago summer has to include some outdoor activity, and we have 5 days of that lined up. It's all about joy, justice, and liberation, and you need to witness that and get a little of that for yourself.